How to make an espresso coffee. Making a great tasting cup of espresso coffee at home isn't hard. You don't need to buy expensive machines and gadgets, but you will need to invest in a stovetop espresso maker. Stovetop espresso makers can be bought fairly cheaply online or at any homeware store. Filtered water is always best, as tap water may contain chemicals that could affect the taste of your coffee. You can buy a filter jug, or some kettles have inbuilt water filters. Buy the highest quality green beans that you can get and invest in a roaster. Hot air roasters are the less expensive and more suited to home roasting, as you can roast a small amount of beans at a time and you'll save a lot on waste. If you don't want to spend a lot of money, then you could simply use a frying pan or a skillet to roast your coffee beans. However, the result won't be even, and it will take a lot of practice to get it just right. Hot air poppers for making popcorn can also be used. You may even have one lying around at home, or you could pick up one cheaply from your local store. Getting the roast just right is easier to achieve with a hot air roaster, as you'll have settings and you can alter the speed of the fan at the touch of a button. You can also alter the type of roast, if you want a dark roast or a light roast. With a hot air popper or a skillet or even a stovetop roaster, it's pretty much guesswork. So depending on how long you roast the beans will depend on the colour, the texture and the taste of your coffee. A light roast will be milder and will be a light golden brown in colour. Allowing the beans to roast for longer will produce a darker brown, and a very dark brown or black beans will have an oily appearance with a much stronger taste and a full-bodied flavour. The next thing you're going to need is a coffee grinder. Burr coffee grinders are the best. You need to get just the right amount of coarseness when grinding coffee. If the grounds are too coarse, the water will pass through them too fast, and this means that less flavour will be extracted. Whereas if the grounds are too fine, the coffee will be very strong, since the water will take much longer to soak through. If you're a real coffee enthusiast, you may want to experiment with different types of beans and make your own blend by combining different types of roasts. For example, you might want to combine a light roast with a dark roast, or even a medium roast with a light roast, just to see the different flavours that you can get. If you're using a stovetop espresso maker, you're going to need a half to 1 tablespoon of coffee to 2 tablespoons of water. A stovetop espresso maker comes in 3 parts. The bottom part is where you put the water. Then you put the coffee grounds in the filter, which sits on top, and then on top of that sits the pot in which the brewed coffee ends up. As the water boils, it's forced up into the filter and then soaks into the coffee and is then forced up into the pot. The resulting espresso coffee can be drunk as it is, or if you find it a bit strong, you could also always add hot water to dilute. Adding hot frothy milk will make it into a delicious latte drink. Visit thecoffeemachinereview.com for more tips on making great coffee, plus reviews on some of the top coffee making machines, and lots more.